Yes, so let me begin to educate you in the realm of the spirit. When you're having sex, it's more than secretion, sweetheart. There is a release of spirits that's going inside of you. I have to educate some folk, because folk just think that they just need some sex and they just wanting sex, but baby, it's more than just wanting sex. You are receiving a impartation. When the man releases himself in you, he releases not only sperm, he releases what's inside of him, everything. And if you really want to get educated about it, when he releases his appetites, whatever the spiritual appetites of that man, he's releasing it inside of the woman. So you begin to take on the characteristics of what is taking place in that man. You need to be careful with who is imparting what into your spirit, because sometimes there's demonic entry that's being released into you through sexual intercourse. If you have the wrong man, which is not the God man, which is not the ordained man of God, releasing into your spirit, he's releasing things that should not be released, such as lust, such as the spirit of confusion. I've got some women, when you get out of the bed with that man, you literally feel weak and you can't get up and walk because you've got the wrong impartation. There's been an impartation from a man that ain't even your God man. God designed the impartation from the man that who is ordained by God to be your husband. So we talking about the transference of spirit. Again, we go back to Hebrews, where Hebrews talks about get rid of the weights. Whenever there's a transference of spirit, there are spiritual weights. You begin to take on weights. And so we got folk just sexing folk, and you sexing John and Tim and Kevin, and we got about 25 folk that's literally in your sex drive in the realm of the spirit, and we got them fighting. Hey, Jesus, you want to know why you feel like you locked up and you depressed and you discouraged? Because you fighting all them spirits that's been released to you sexually. You got to be careful who is releasing in you. Your God man, your ordained man needs to be imparting by the realm of the spirit, because God has ordained him. When you have sex, there is a transference of spirits. Whatever's inside of him is going inside of you. So let me tell you something. You be careful, because I got some folk right now that I see folk in the realm of the spirit that's fighting, because you got some spirits on the inside of you. All these folk you don't sex with, you don't open your legs to. And we got Kim, and we got Sue, and we got Tom, and we got John, and Jesus, we got a bunch of folk fighting. Then you got some folk that's married that got they in their bed and they wrestling against, they competing with John, they first husband, because your man still, Jesus, stay tuned to the transference of spirits.